A big foundation of this program is to be able to look at the horse as a horse and understand its language, kind of reach out and start to understand the horse as an individual, as a member of the herd. And then how do you get in there? How do you build that relationship with the horse on its grounds? And when the kids learn that, they can go on to have such a better relationship with the horse. And all that stuff that we do with the horse can then be taken out into the world with other people that we meet and see. It's the same stuff we do every day, really. Horses, when they read you, they read how you're moving, and a lot of us are maybe unaware of that. But when you're feeling a certain way, you really send it out to the world by how you're walking, how you're standing, if your shoulders are slumped or if you're standing straight up. The horses read that instantly. They can tell that almost immediately. And the big challenge for us is to be able to read that with the horse and understand how that horse is feeling, because they're telling you that too. And it's almost like you're working together and reading each other when we first start to be able to communicate and say, this is where I'm at today, where are you at today? And horses don't really expect much. They expect you to be honest and kind of true in that moment. And they forgive you of things you've done in the past. They're very forgiving. And so all they need is that moment to you to give them respect and be fair. And that's a big thing to learn too, really. I think it teaches you to be more sensitive to other people and more thoughtful of where they're at. It gets you out of your own compartment and kind of gets you out thinking about people and their lives and where they're coming from. The horse also is a big animal, so you're not going to bully it, you're not going to force it into doing anything. You definitely can't out-muscle it, so you've really got to think about how you're going to build a relationship with this animal on its terms. And so I think you can take that out and not bully other people, you know. I had a kid tell me this year he didn't realize he could make friends without being a bully, and this is where he figured that out. Is he couldn't bully the horse, so he had to change up his program to say, well, what am I going to do here? And I helped him through it. And hopefully he takes that out and realizes, you know, I can make friends and just show who I am.
The Tri-Municipal Drug Strategy team is the parent group of the Remuda program. And we had a youth mentor working in a school that had primarily students that were in the foster care system or from group homes in Stony Plain. So when the chance for some program funding came along, and one of the groups that they wanted to focus on was youth in care, we thought that might be something we could expand upon, working with the youth in care. So we contacted the Children and Youth Services office here in Stony Plain, and we were amazed by the number of youth that are in care, in foster care, in group homes in the Parkland region, Stony Plain, Spruce Grove, and County of Parkland. So once we started investigating and we found out the number of families that are fostering in group homes, we thought this could be something we really could make work. And couple that with the fact that in the rural areas, there's not a lot of programming for supports for kids in care. Edmonton, Calgary, Red Deer, the urban centers have a lot of programs. Rurally, there wasn't a lot happening.
The reason we called this project, this three-year project, YEP, was because it really spoke to what our outcome was, and it's youth-empowered players. And so under that name, Youth Empowered Players, we cover three areas: encouragement, direction, and empowerment. And so through encouragement, it's really about encouraging youth to attend these programs, which happens to be the Remuda program, and to take risks and to kind of step outside of their comfort zone. And so within that, we hope to support them with direction into the transition of working with new activities, new ideas that they want to see happen, and also create new friendships and ultimately start or continue to make healthy choices. And so in the end, in the third year, we'd really like to see the youth empowered in the way that they feel safe to share their ideas, their voice, and let them be a part of what happens in the community.
The key concepts that we wanted the program to provide was building self-esteem in these youth, empowering them to make better choices, make them feel better about themselves, build some community connections, because being in the foster care system, it can be a transient lifestyle. There's a lot of upheaval, so we wanted to create some sense of self-empowerment and increase their self-esteem. So that's all we thought the program. That's as far as we got. We knew what we wanted the program to do. We just didn't know what it was until we hired Tony McKee. And he came with a background in adventure-based learning. So that's how that came about, the Remuda program.
So what I want to see out of the program for the kids is that they're, have some pride in what they're doing, and that they feel like they have a purpose. Lots of times that's the worst thing, is to not feel like you have any purpose in life, and that they have a responsibility to their horse and have formed a friendship with it is something that they can take away forever, right? That's going to stay with them forever, and they can really pass on to other parts of their life. There's a group that has just started, a group of girls, and they've come from all different places. They don't live together. But it's amazing to see them really start to bond and become friends as they learn all this stuff together. And they don't know each other, but they're joking around and they're having a good time, and there's no hostility and judgment, especially with girls, and they're really starting to become a team and work together and to trust in each other, and they're trusting in their horse, but also trusting each other to help each other out and help each other learn.
Basic philosophy in horsemanship circles behind that is that when a new horse comes to the herd, the leader of the herd will take it out and communicate with it and get it to fit into the herd properly and respect the rest of the herd. So we try and recreate that here in the arena, where the kids are the herd and they stand together in a group, and then another kid round pens the horse around them and watches the body language, communicates with the horse, turns them both ways until the horse kind of respects that leadership. To build trust with the horse is basically treat it with respect, and acknowledging that it's a horse. I think that's the first thing I want to teach these guys, and to keep it safe. Once you establish yourself as the leader of that little herd, you and your horse, you have a responsibility to protect your horse, to treat it well. And when you do that, reward it for that, doing things right, you're going to build the trust. And a horse is very trusting. It needs that trust. Developing trust in the group is huge as well. It's the same as with the horse. I mean, you never put them in danger, and you kind of are always supporting them, be there to make sure they're safe and they understand what they're doing. Then we can build trust. We do some games and exercises like something we call the big loop, which is just a big rope that we all hang on to. And we talk. That's our opportunity to talk to each other, to really ask questions. If I have any sort of housekeeping business, I'll bring it up there, like what we're doing that day, or if someone's coming to shoot a video, then we bring it up there. But we also can lean on the rope. We can test our trust level there, like by leaning back and all of us hanging on. We all have to support each other, and so we develop that trust there a little bit. But it is sort of a byproduct. It's what our group's all about, but we don't actually come out and say, okay, today we're working on trust. Trust develops just through the interaction.
I think what really is unique about the Remuda program is the base that creates a solid foundation, and that's Tony's unique ability to provide unconditional love and respect for each individual youth that comes into the program. What comes to mind is one youth who did not want to come out of the truck and actually expressed that they were afraid of horses. And Tony really allowed that process to unfold naturally. There was no force, and now that youth is involved in Horsemanship 2, is actively involved in mentoring other youth in Horsemanship 1, and has a lot of good ideas about what the camping trip might look like in the future.